Imagine trading away our most reliable weapon just to fix a broken defense. It sounds absolute insane, but it might be the only way to save this franchise. We are talking about a blockbuster move for a superstar pass rusher, the ultimate fate of our defensive coordinator, and a historic milestone for our rookie quarterback that is right around the corner. You need to hear the hard truth about these off-season rumors because some of the scenarios on the table are going to absolutely blow your mind. But before we dive into this madness, do me a massive favor and hit that like button, share this video with a fellow fan, and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an update. Let's get right into the heat of it because the tension in the fanbase is palpable. Everyone is screaming the same question from the rooftops. Is it time to finally move on from Dennis Allen? I see the comments, and I feel the frustration. When you watch this defense lately, it has been soft. It has been frustrating. It feels like opposing offenses can just do whatever they want, and as a fan, that is agonizing to watch. But if you are sitting there expecting the front office to hand him a pink slip immediately after the season ends, I think you need to prepare yourself for disappointment. I don't see a scenario where Dennis Allen is gone this year. I know, the last few weeks have been a letdown. But we have to look at the context. When you cannot generate a pass rush with your front four, you are completely handicapped as a play caller. Think about it. If you have to blitz to get pressure, and the offense picks it up, you are leaving your secondary out to dry. You are screwed. And once teams realize you have to bring extra bodies to touch the quarterback, they have all the answers. So, while I'm not giving Dennis Allen an A+ for the year, I don't think he's been the total failure some people are making him out to be. He has done a decent job with the hand he was dealt. We've had success stories. Kevin Byard has come in and played at an incredibly high level for a veteran. Austin Booker is showing real flashes of development. I expect the organization to bring Allen back, give him more resources, and say, "Okay, now go fix it." But seriously, can you really grade a defensive coordinator fairly when his defensive line can't breathe on the opposing quarterback without selling out the entire scheme? That brings us to the off-season shopping list. If we are keeping the staff, we have to upgrade the talent. What do we need? It's a long list. I'm thinking we need 2 new defensive ends, at least 1 defensive tackle, a safety, and probably a linebacker. That sounds like a lot because it is a lot. We need a complete overhaul in the front 7. You have to assume they tried to keep Kevin Byard on a team-friendly deal because he's been a stabilizing force. But the defensive line is non-negotiable. We need a starter at defensive end, and we need depth at defensive tackle. The linebacker situation is going to be fascinating. What do you do with Tremaine Edmonds? Do you keep him? Do you try to move him? We just extended TJ Edwards, so he is locked in. But is there a world where DeMarco Jackson steps up and becomes a cheap starter? Could you trade Edmonds and hand the keys to Jackson? It's a massive gamble, but when you are trying to manage the salary cap, these are the questions the general manager has to answer. We all know the theme here. We have to add talent to the defense. That is the priority. Now, let's talk about the immediate future. The Detroit Lions are coming up. The big question is, do we play the starters? Ben Johnson, the Lions' offensive coordinator, came out and said explicitly that they are playing to win. So, I assume their starters are suiting up. If they are playing, we have to play. It's that simple. You don't back down from a fight, especially when there is playoff positioning on the line. If we win, we control our destiny for the number 2 seed. You don't throw that away. But let's pivot to the most controversial topic floating around the internet right now. The idea of trading DJ Moore. I had a fan reach out and say we shouldn't even prioritize trading him because our wide receiver room has been banged up all year and DJ has been the only durable guy. That is a very fair point. In multiple games this season, DJ Moore has been the guy who stepped up when we needed a play. He is tough as hell. I love his attitude. I love how he plays through pain. I am not sitting here saying, get rid of DJ Moore, because I think he's a bad player. I think he's fantastic. However, you have to look at this like you're managing a financial portfolio. It's about asset allocation. Is the money we have tied up in the wide receiver room better spent elsewhere? If moving DJ Moore is the difference between having a good offense or having a great offense paired with a dominant pass rusher, you have to explore it. It's not about dumping a player, It's about buying something you desperately need. We have Romo Duns, who has been banged up, but he is a young star. We expect him to be fully healthy and dominant next year. You can find wide receiver talent in the middle rounds of the draft. But finding a premier pass rusher? That is the hardest thing to do in football. So, here is the question of the day, and I want you to go down to the comments section right now and let me know what you think, because this is going to split the fanbase. If trading DJ Moore is the only way to acquire a superstar pass rusher like Max Crosby, do you pull the trigger? Type Y for yes or N for no. I really want to see where you guys stand on this, because it is the ultimate risk-reward scenario. Speaking of Max Crosby, people keep asking, how can we afford him? If you are looking at the cap space right now, it looks tight. But let me tell you, the salary cap is a myth if you know how to manipulate it. There are avenues. You could trade or cut Tremaine Edmonds. You could trade Montez Sweat. You could restructure DJ Moore or Jalen Johnson. You could extend Cole Kmet to lower his cap hit for this year. There are always levers to pull. You could even look at restructuring veteran contracts, pushing money down the road to open up a window right now. The team is barely in the green projected for next year, so they will have to move money around regardless. But if you want a player bad enough, you make it happen. Now, let's go back to the field for a second. How do we fix the defense tactically? A viewer asked what I would do differently. It depends on the opponent, but looking back at the San Francisco game, the mistake was being too passive. We weren't covering the middle of the field, and we let them get comfortable. Late in the game, we finally dialed up a blitz. Austin Booker beat his man, hit the quarterback, and forced a punt. It makes you wonder, why didn't we do that earlier? The problem with a bend don't break defense is that if you break, there is no point. It worked against Green Bay because Jordan Love struggled with the disguised coverages. But against a team that is scoring at will, you have to take chances. If I'm the defensive coordinator, and I see my four-man rush isn't getting home, I am dialing up the heat. I'd rather go down swinging than watch them dink and dunk us to death. This brings us back to the trade hypothetical. If we go for a big-name edge rusher, would you give up Montez Sweat and a first-round pick? It depends entirely on what the other team wants. If I'm the Las Vegas Raiders and I'm trading Max Crosby, I am signaling a full rebuild. I don't want a 29-year-old Montez Sweat. I want draft capital. I want young, cheap, ascending players like Austin Booker. If I'm the Raiders GM, give me the picks and the prospects. So, from our perspective, I think keeping Sweat and pairing him with a guy like Crosby is the dream, even if it costs us more draft picks. But I wouldn't rule out any scenario. Let's take a breath and talk about something incredible happening on the offensive side of the ball. This team is ready for the playoffs, but Caleb Williams is chasing greatness. We are looking at a rookie season where he could hit 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. He needs about 270 yards against Detroit to hit that 4,000 mark. I think that is very much on the table. The betting markets are setting the line lower, maybe around 235 yards, so they think it's a toss-up. But against this Detroit defense, which gives up big plays, I think Caleb hits 270. Now, the 30 touchdowns? That requires 5 touchdowns in one game. That is a massive number. It's unlikely. It's not impossible, but you don't go into a game planning to throw 5 touchdowns. You play to win. But the fact that we are even talking about a Bears quarterback hitting 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns in his rookie year is unbelievable. It sounds like he is going to play, and he has a chance to make history. Finally, let's look at the playoff picture. This is crucial. In 2018, we played our starters when we didn't necessarily have to, and it helped us. This time, we have even more to play for. If we win, we secure the number 2 seed. That is huge. It guarantees us 2 home playoff games if we win the first one. If you drop to the 3 seed, you might have to go on the road to Philadelphia in round 2. I want to stay home. So, who do we want to play in the first round? There are 4 options. You guys let me know who you are scared of and who you want. Personally? Give me Green Bay. I want the Packers. I think right now, out of all the potential opponents, they are playing the worst. They are beat up. And more importantly, The narrative of beating your biggest rival in the playoffs to advance? That is what legends are made of. I want the revenge. I want the drama. We have a massive week ahead of us. We have roster decisions, trade rumors, and a chance to lock down the number 2 seed. This is what you dream of as a fan. Make sure you stay locked in with us. Subscribe, turn on those notifications, and let's get ready for a playoff run. Bear down!